We start off the chapter with Jean, and he's locked in. He observed every step, every twitch, every flex that you made. While watching the match, he realized this man's different. He'd never witnessed anything like this before.
It's unbelievable, folks. Qasim has been disqualified after fleeing the ring. You wins by TKO at 1 minute 32 seconds.
After the match, he thought to himself, Yu's boxing was truly
beautiful.
He kept playing the match in his head. It got so bad where he was zoned out randomly throughout the day. Yo, that's enough coffee. He had Fine Shit worried. Jean! The second time snapped him out of it. Fine Shit concerned and asked him, what's wrong with you lately? You're always in a daze. Jean just looks at her. Fine Shit keep pressing him. You're lost and thought about boxing again, aren't you? Crickets. Fine Shit tearing up. It's always the same with you. As she talks, he plays back the match in his head. Don't you care about me at all? Do you even love me? At this point, Jean had enough. It's annoying. The girl was too stunned to speak. Your incessant chattering is annoying. The Boxer, episode 26, The Artist. Jean's an interesting guy. Could you tell us a little bit what type of boxer Jean-Pierre Manuel is? Why he's an artist. That's the most fitting way to describe him. Jean-Pierre spends his entire life pursuing the beauty that comes from the perfection of technique. You could say he devoted his life to this beauty. The reporter's taking it in.
The perfection of technique.
Word on the street is that the champion has a particular way of training. Can we see? We can't show you everything, but let me see. Then it shows the champion in the ring just meditating. As they watch, this confirms something for the reporter.
So it's true that he meditates before going into training.
The reporter is referring to an old interview he did back in the day with a member from the gym.
Man, I thought Gregovich was crazy, but this guy, I've got no idea what's going on in his head.
We go back to bro's pre-biker era.
He always meditated first before training, and not just for a few minutes. I'm talking hours, shit, sometimes a whole day. And don't get me started on how he trains after he wakes up from meditation. It's fucking weird. He gets into position and just stands there, still as a rock. In the beginning, I had no idea what he was doing. But then, I noticed that his position changed after I got back from hitting the bag. And the same thing happened after I returned from sparring. He moved again. After watching him for an hour, I finally understood what he was doing. You want to know what the hell he was doing? He was throwing a jab. He was splitting up each motion piece by piece over an extended hour until he finally extended a jab.
The reporter's looking at Buddy thinking, yeah, he's off his rocker. But today confirmed what he said was true.
But it doesn't make logical sense. What's the point of this kind of training?
Is he meditating to relax his mind and body?
Relax. No, quite the opposite.
He's meditating to wake up all of his senses and sharpen them before he goes into battle. I'm sure you know what it feels like to intensely concentrate on something. Oh yes, of course. All the stimuli around you disappear, and the only object you focus on becomes vivid. He's meditating to bring forth that feeling and multiply it several times over. I could try to explain it, but experience it will be the most helpful. Oh, no worries. I don't want to disturb the champ's meditation. Trust, it'll take a lot more than that to ruin his focus. I'll give it the old college try. The reporter hopped into the ring and assumed the position. It's simple. Get into a comfortable position and focus on the present. As he's meditating, the reporter slightly opens his eyes to look at Jean.
Now that I see it firsthand, I feel it. I feel the aura. Maybe if I try hard enough, I can aura farm just like Jean.
And he proceeds to lock in and really concentrate.
Am I doing it right? The present. It's silent.
Can you feel it? Can you feel your heartbeat?
Heartbeat? Wait, well, I'll be. Yes, indeed. The more I concentrate, the more I clearly feel it.
The reporter comes to after he feels a hand on his shoulder. Good. I think that was enough for a taste. I'm sure you felt it even in that short time. If an untrained person can clearly hear their heartbeat just by focusing, then imagine what a master of meditation would feel. As we watch Jean, he feels more than just his heart beating. He feels a twitch of his muscle fibers, the flow of blood through his arteries, even the neural circuitry in his brain. He can sense how every fiber of his body is connected. His desires to obtain full control of his muscle, from the mightiest and the thickest muscle down to every minute muscle fiber from the tips of his fingers to the tips of his toes. And with this control, he seeks to reach the pinnacle of technique. As the day comes to an end, the reporter leaves and Jean finishes his meditation. Mustachio has been watching Jean as he's been training. Your meditation is finally over. Oh, has the reporter left? Yes. You wouldn't wake up from your meditation, so he said he'll come back next time for the interview. Is it because of that boxer? Yes.
The way he moves, his time runs differently. Strategy, reach, switch, and defense. All the techniques are grinded and polished. They're all useless against him. More. I need more intense focus. Mustachio's like, Jean ain't never act like this before. So we move on, and the other boxers are shocked by Jean's request. Mustachio's like, I try to tell him otherwise, but he's not hearing it. The other boxers look hesitant, but if that's what the champ wants, that's what it is. Is that a knife? Oh, my bad, 3 knives. John, are you out of your mind? And has the audacity to say with a straight face, come at me. Oh, you're crazy. Damn it. Well, he's a champ. I'll just trust his ability. Or you could put down the knife and not potentially unalive somebody. But why do the smart thing when you could YOLO? As they charge in, all we see is Jean's magnificent black hair flowing in the wind, followed by the sound of blood splattering. Mustachio stands there in shock.
Jean.
Jean calmly stands there unscathed with blood on his nose and the body on the floor.
No, this won't work. It's not enough. There's no murderous intent.
Taken to one of Jean's interviews. What is boxing to you? The pursuit of beauty. Every heartbeat, the tempo of every breath, every movement of the largest muscle down to the smallest fiber. Everything must be perfect. The belt is confirmation that the one who wields it is the closest to achieving perfection. I pursue perfection. The perfection which is alone sublime in its beauty.